Okay. I guess this is take 2. I guess. Is it? How's it looking over there? Right, trying to get this thing to work properly is like trial and error. Because I just did it and I did it wrong. Okay? So let's get our party started right. Decrease the size. Because we don't need it that big. We can make it small. And put it in the corner. Put it in the corner. Yes. 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 Okay. I guess we can start. And I'm going to try and make this one not roll forever because we don't have a lot of time. We're doing our little street photo review, rolling with the Canon M50 with a 50 nifty on it, placky fantacky and all that. Yeah, and it is such a great combination. Might be better to show you over here, because unlike the 85mm, the plastic fantastic is light enough so that everything could just balance. I'm not going to let it go, but if I did, it would probably just stay. Look at that balance. The balance is perfect. It's nice and light. You know, you can get what you need to get out of it. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Why did I do that? I don't know. But it's just on it, man. It's just on it. It is just on it. So we rolled with this down by the South Bank Centre. I actually took 2 lenses, placky fantacky. Can't see it there. Yeah, 50mm. And for wides, I took my beloved 10-18, which in my opinion, you should never leave home without this lens because it is just so great. It's light and great. And these two really, for a street photography kit, is really perfect. You know, that's all you need. Light, carry them around all day, and you can get virtually, well, most things anyway. Let's have a look at what I got rolling down by the South Bank, which is the River Thames, which is a space I like to go when I have time to shoot street photography. So here we go. Let's do this really quickly because time just flies when you're the driver of a train, especially when you lead at the foot plate, there and back again. And when you're with your little trusty camera doing street photography, time definitely does fly. And when you're talking about the images, time flies as well. So anyway, went down to the South Bank. I'm going to show you some images. Most of them actually are the 10-18. I did take some with the 50, but the 10-18 ones just kind of like, so I have to big those ones up. Let's start over here. Okay, jumped off the bus on London Bridge. You can probably see the sign right here saying London Bridge. I was on London Bridge and I was presented with this beautiful scene. The choice between vanilla and strawberry. Vanilla and strawberry. It could send a man crazy. Obviously not this man because he's just walking calmly between the two and it looks like he's going for the strawberry. Lovely image right there. A bit of shadow. Sun was perfect. Perfect day for ice cream, really. So anyway, I like that. I did like that image. So I just kind of snapped it. As you can see, I've got his legs in the V, the classic V. And yeah, it is what it is. Too bad about all this stuff over here, but you know, you can't have it all. Right, so let's move on. I said I'm going to move quickly, so let's move quickly. This was 10-18. No, actually, this was a 50mm. This was the plastic fantastic. There you go. Fantastic. Plastic. Second shot we've got, this was on the steps leading down. This is number one on that road, on that, what bridge did I say it was? London Bridge, number 1 London Bridge. Yeah, it's got these lovely steps And I just like the way the shadow kind of like fell and the lines of the stairs leading, pointing to this row of people coming up the stairs, this procession of people, you know, of tourists. That's the word I was looking for. Tourists coming up the stairs. And it's really hard, you know, when there's lots of tourists and there's lots of people in your scene, because you get stuff like this in the corner, which kind of messes you up. There are ways around it, which I'll talk about as we go along. Not scaring them away, although that is one way around it. But there are ways around it to get through this, and I'm going to ask you about that a little later on. Anyway, I just kind of like this image. Black and white. I made it black and white because of the light, I guess. It just said to me black and white. Okay, here's another one in the same space. Again, well, we got this photographer, one leg in the dark, one leg on the light. He's standing, he's straddling the light and the dark, you know. You cannot serve two masters, the dark side and the light side. And he's, I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in a bit. Yeah, he's got his DSLR pointed up at the building. He's doing a bit of architecture photography. And yeah, it's a nice little shot. There's too many people here. I do like this woman here on the stairs turning around, looking back. She's probably his wife or something. He said, come on, why are you taking those blimmin' pictures? You're always blimmin' pointing that blimmin' thing. Let's go. That's what it looks like she's saying. That's what it looks like she's saying. Real talk. As again, these ones behind, it would have been nice if it was 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, because you know 3 is a magic number in street photography, in any photography, I think. So it would have been nice if these were not there, but they are there. As I said, there's a way around it. There is a way around it, which we will talk about in a bit. Let's move on. Time is just speeding, man. I'm kind of fascinated with shadows. Again, too much people are in this shot, and I could have waited, but I was kind of rushing, which is not really a good thing to do in street photography. You should always take your time and slow down. You see more stuff when you take your time and slow down. So this image is just overcrowded with images, but I just like the shadows, and I haven't worked with it. I'll probably crop it. Oops, what did I just do? I'll probably crop it to something like that. Something. Or maybe just like that. Just get the shadows in and the feet, and it kind of works like that. What do you reckon? I like that one. Okay, next one, going down the stairs, this great structure of a building on London Bridge, number 1 London Bridge, and it produces some striking shadow as the people go up the stairs, lines leading in, perspective and all that, beautiful. This is what I call a look up, when you look up at the buildings. Going further along the Embankment, there's this old war battleship on the Thames, and I didn't stop there because of the battleship. I stopped there because of this shaft of light, as you can see. There's cutting through the shade, and you got some nice silhouettes and people as they walk through, and I took a few nice ones at that spot. Friends sat on the edge of the Thames, you know. Friends sat on the edge. You know you trust somebody, right, when you can sit on the edge like that, because they could just come and push you over if you've got friends like my kind of friends anyway. So anyway, friends sat on the edge. Nice little image there. I'm just snapping away, warming up my camera for the day of street photography. I've just arrived in the scene and I'm acclimatizing to it, getting my camera used to that kind of scene. You got vibes up, you know, you got vibes and get into the ting. And as you can see, she's passing the baton in this image. That's what I like about it, the way she kind of like, they're passing the baton. Can you take a picture of me? Just over that wall is the Thames. Yeah? Anyway, it is what it is. So, as you can see, nice picture, nice posing. It's all about the cell phone today, isn't it? Photography with a cell phone. I just like the colors as well, the browns and the blues. And she's kind of browning. The both of them are blending in with this nice brick background. They've even got the bags to match. Look at that. Wonder whose bag, that must be her bag, and that black bag must be her bag. Yeah, I reckon it is. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, this is my first minimalist shot of the day. My first catch of the day. Yeah, of course you can see it's with the 10-18. You know, the 10-18 gives you that nice space. And this is one of the reasons why I like going to the South Bank, because you get these places, these little alleyways where there's not lots of people. And if you go at the right time, magic hour, as you can see, you got this beautiful shade and beams of light coming along the floor. And you just got to wait. You've got this beautiful architecture that produces such a great background when the light is right. And you just got to sit there and wait. You just got to wait. And your wait will be rewarded, as mine was here with this person, this figure walking through on the phone. Yeah, lovely shot. And it was such a lovely space. I stood there, I was kind of camped there for a bit, and we got these nice shots. This one I put in black and white just to try it out. Beautiful light. Beautiful light. I was chasing the light that day. And we've got some more here. Again, foreground, background. We've got her friend is right here. You can see she's looking this way. It's almost like I'm invisible. I'm stood there with a camera. Just walk past. And you kind of blend into the background if you just be still for a moment. And what I was saying about fixing stuff. If you take a picture, if you look at this image, this is just a background. If you take this picture, you can actually produce a collage, not a collage, a composition where you can put images over. So if you put this image over the background and just fade out the bits you don't need, you match them up. I know it's cheating, isn't it? It's cheating. But it's graphic design versus photography, I guess. A street photographer will get it right in the camera, or wants to get it right in the camera. Graphic designer will get it right in the computer. But at the end of the day, if it's all about the image, does it really matter? Does it? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Does it matter? Anyway, let's move on because time is just burning past. Here we go, same space. A woman with a pushchair went by. Got this nice image. Got a couple nice images. More people came along also. I like the colours. The colours just seem to pop, you know, those Canon colours. Absolutely brilliant. I love this one. The pushchair woman went round, she done a little circuit and she came around. This is further down, as you can see. It's a background slightly different, but again, beautiful minimalism shot, which could have been done in black and white, but I just love the colours. Yeah, I just love this spot. All these are straight out of the camera. I haven't actually done anything to them. So, you know, they can be tweaked and perfected. Further on, there was a little corner. So we got people coming out of darkness, and I thought that was quite interesting. So I juxed there for a bit. Jux, that's a street term. Juxed there for a bit with my 50. This is, what was I shooting? It was 10-18 again. As people emerge around the corner out of darkness, and it could be cropped like that. Yeah, slightly distorted because it's on the edge of the wide. And you do get that when you're shooting at wide. Actually, it's only 17 millimeters. Yeah, this is at 17 millimeters. So this is not the wide end. Okay. All right. Camped by the corner. Mother and daughter taken around the corner into darkness. We're going into darkness, Mum. Trust me, dear. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. Are you sure, Mum? Looking back. I'm not sure where we came from. Looks safe. Around there looks kind of dodgy. Okay, and they kind of went around the corner. There was something on the wall that they was taking a picture of. So I'm just there snapping stuff, standing on the corner, being invisible. Mr. Invisible. Look at this one. This is lovely, isn't it? The way the light kind of picks out their faces. Kind of just missed there. But it kind of picks out their faces. Too bad about this signage here. But you can't have everything. Sometimes you can't have anything. But this is a nice one. They just came along and I'm just there thumbing with my M50 on silent mode, just like this. I'm like looking this way. This is me. That's how you do them kind of shots. So after a while, you blend into the background, you get some great shots. This is a nice one. This is what I call a moment, you know. She's actually explaining something to her friend, and her friend's kind of like half laughing, you know, when you do that, yeah, right. Like you half believe. Yeah, and she's really into it. Yeah, and it was really great. It was when I turned around the corner and everything just went the way I wanted. She's like, yeah. I don't know if that's what she was really saying, but that is how I'm interpreting the picture. Okay, so I took quite a few on this corner. I like this one here where we've got this little figure coming out of darkness. It is just a nice kind of arty shot that is kind of hard to put into words, but when you see it, it kind of gives you this kind of nice feeling. That's what I like about this one there. So we're moving really quickly because time is flying. I can't believe it. Let's get to some of these other shots around the corner. This one on the corner, I just move actually to the corner. You can see round the corner now, family came, bursting out, and I just snapped the picture. This is a nice moment. They are all very focused on each other. There's some family conversation going on there, and we've just invaded it in 1 second. Clack. Beautiful shot. This is part 2, and this is the part where they've spotted me. You can see who is this black man standing on the corner with the camera pointing at us. She's looking very suspicious, and I am just there minding my... It's hard to not look suspicious when he's standing there with a camera with these. Anyway, it is what it is. You learn to get used to it, and you just snap. So it is what it is. Let's move on really quickly. That's a nice one as well on the same corner. You can see Tower Bridge down there. This is such a scenic place. So I actually stood it in the channel now, right in the English channel. We've got a man on a phone. He can't even see me because he's on his phone. So I'm just there taking my, looking around, wonder where I am. And I'm getting all these great shots, loving the space, loving the vibe. I just love this picture. I just love this one. This little series of picture we've got. I put this one in black and white just to see. It kind of is very nice. I do like it like that. Could focus in a bit more. It's a bit overexposed, but it's in RAW, so I can fix it if I need to. It's a bit of a moment, you know. This is the color version. I do like the color version. I can't make up my mind which one I like the best. They are both very good. That's my favorite of the three. I think she's noticed me. Is that my favorite? No, that's my favorite of the three, where she's just looking straight ahead. He's looking directly at me, and it's just a great shot. If I may say so myself. Moving on, these are all 1080 pictures, subject to background. You can just about see me in the reflection here, and we've got a reflection of her and her, reflection of her and her. Again, same kind of thing. We've got all the mirrors, the mirror buildings. So this guy is walking down in his Adidas and his funky hat, and he's checking out himself in the window, sort of thing that I would do. As I'm bopsing down the street, he's bopsing in his my Adidas. Walking down 25th Street, funky fresh, and yes, they're on my feet. No shoestring in them. I did not win them. I bought them from the dude with it. Yeah, and you can see he's just checking himself out. This one, I prefer this one actually better. Some great shots we got. What is this again? 1080. Do I really need to look? You can see how wide it is. Some great reflections, great shadows. Again, this is the same scene, and this one tells such a great story. It's the man and his girlfriend. Made in Chelsea, Miss Selfridge. He's just blown a load of cash on her because she's high maintenance. You can tell at Selfridge's, you know. And he's having a ciggy to get over the experience. And she's like, yeah, man, I'm bopsing. This one's even better, the way it flows. It kind of flows. This one flows, the way she's stepping with a Selfridge's bag, which, you know, God knows, it doesn't look like it's got a lot of stuff in there, but those things, you know, whatever's in there costs a bomb, right? And he's like, man, this girl is costing me. Anyway, let's move on really quickly. Some little play fight going on over here in the background, in the shadows, in the shaft of light amongst the shadows. Makes a great image. We're going to move on fast. Look at this great architecture in that zone. You know, some great architecture, and it produces such light and shadow. We got these figurines down here. It's like little toys. London Bridge, Tower Bridge in the background, and reflections. It's got everything. It's got the look up, the buildings, the architecture, the silhouettes, the great London buildings. We've got Tower of London over that side. Excellent, excellent. And I'm going to move on really quickly. Another great look up and the same space, blue skies. You've got the condensation trail, or chemtrail, whichever way you want to look at it. And the great architecture in City of London. I tried to get some good silhouette shots against the tower, against London Tower Bridge, against Tower Bridge. I'm not sure I got it exactly how I wanted it, but I did try. More great lookups in the same space. The architecture around there is just off the shizzle. It is just something else. Anyway, I'm moving really fast because time is just running and passing, so I can't really explain what was going through my mind when I took these shots. Not all of them, but as I said, I do like the shadow. I do like experimenting with shadow, so hence a lot of these shadow silhouette kind of arty kind of shots. Okay, this is one I took with the 50, one of the pop-up bars along the embankment. We've got all the pumps with all the brands on it, with this guy in his hat ordering a beer. Just give me a beer. Yeah. Back to the 10-18. Great street photography storytelling lens, this one. You can see the love and care right there between these two. She's explaining something to him, probably convincing him of something that he doesn't want to do. Yeah, he probably wants some toys, or doesn't want to go the way that mum wants to go, or if it is mum, is it mum or is it nanny? She seems very caring. Which leads me to think nanny. Anyway, that was a great little shot there. I was probably 2 feet away when I took that one. Some more subject backgrounds, beautiful colours in the background. That's what drew my eye to it. I just camped there for a bit, got some subjects going past. He looks like he's going to the gym. He's just had a hard day at work. You can see the frustration in his expression as he pounds the streets, you know, at 5 o'clock or whatever it was about. It was about 6 o'clock or something, 5:30 or whatever. I'm going to move really quickly past these ones because it's the same kind of image, same background, and I camped there for a bit just to get the right subjects, passing through, you know, experimenting with light and dark and color, because normally I would have put these in mono, but because the colors are so sharp and so strong, sharp colors, because the colors are so contrasty, the blues and the reds, the rouge even, it was crying out for color, so hence color. Again, same spot. This one, another storytelling shot. This is a moment. It's what I call a moment. She's explaining something. She's reprimanding these two by the looks of it, looking over her shoulder. She's got her arms folded, which is quite defensive. So obviously she's talking to her, and she looked like she don't want to listen. And she's saying, "I told you. I don't know why you don't listen to me. What's wrong with you lot? Oh my God, what do I have to do?" You know, I think women deal with their neck. She's doing it there, and they're fed up with her. Okay, woman on the phone. I was literally 2 feet away. Silent shutter. This is where silent shutter really comes in really handy. And as you can see, I took about 3 shots just walking past, just on the move. Well, silent. This was the spot, really. This was the spot where the sunlight just bathed the side of this building and just made it stand out brilliantly. And we've got this shady shadow of a lamppost, and we've got all this, what's guttering I don't even know what this is. Something's down there. But the way they've done it, it made it look like art. So there's so much geometry in this shot, along with the light and the subject to background and the shadow and the shade. This has got everything. This is a street photographer's dream, this kind of scene. So I camped and got quite a few subject to backgrounds. You know, it's kind of crooked, but I like the way it kind of, it's like Batman-esque, you know? What they call that? Dutch tilt. Dutch tilt. Or Batman angle, as we would call it. I just like the way it's kind of like a haunted house, you know, in the fairground. And this is what it looked like in color. I couldn't make up my mind, so I flung a little color one in there. I think I like the black and white, to be honest. But it's a great scene, great background. And that's one of the keys to, you know, getting these subject to grounds, getting the light right, going at magic hour, getting the light and the scene right, and then you just have to stand there and it's almost there. Anyway, let's speed through. We've got a woman putting on her makeup. We've got people across the road. This was 50 millimeters, 1.8 plastic, fantastic. It's great for taking shots across the road. Oh, and this is the scene, man. We've got a lovely background. This grated background. It was kind of like under a bridge. So you get in the shadow at an angle. We got silhouettes in the background. And we've got a foreground, a woman, she not aware. I'm standing right there with my camera, taking pictures in silent mode. I don't even think I was in silent mode for this one. Swap the lens to 10-18, because that was a 50mm. This is a 10-18 in the same spot. It shows you. One makes you look like you're really far away. The other one shows you that you're practically on top of the person. Yeah. And it is all good. So I took quite a few pictures here. We've got the grating, we've got the shadow, you know, nice arty pictures, and we've got subject to background. You know, stood there. That's the last one, isn't it? That's the last one. That's the last one. So it was it. We were out with 50, and we was doing 10-18, shooting mostly with a 10-18, and some with the plastic fantastic. And I think it was a fantastic little experience out there. So it is what it is. So people, don't get caught stuck in a room like I am now talking about cameras. Let's get using them. Get out on the streets, get out, use your camera. Whether it's events, whether you shoot weddings, whether you shoot video, whatever it is, let's get out there. Let's get experimenting. Let's get growing and developing. And sharing what we do, sharing with those who are coming up. Because, you know, there's lots of people coming up in the photography world and they're looking to us for advice and examples. So hopefully this kind of does that. Done. Riding along in my automobile, my baby beside me at the wheel, taking pictures through the window, silent shutter so you don't know. There's so much out there for me to see. I'm rolling with my M50. Done.